Hi guys, it's Gurdev and Anmol here, bringing you to another weekly market update from Paris and Baz.
Hello guys, so here we are today at the end of another successful lot of open homes. We had 5 open homes and a wedding to attend today, which was good fun trying to manage it all. So today's weekly update, is about what we've seen in the market this week in terms of rental sales. And a bit of finance, and a suburb profile of Glenwood. So this is a suburb that we were in today. We have sold a property in this particular suburb previously as well. So we're just going to give you an update or feedback about what we've seen with the buyers that have come through those properties. So just a bit of a recap on the profiles that we have done. So so far we've covered Bella Vista Waters as well as Wentworthville. So Wentworthville, a strong demand from builders and investors for properties that are larger land size, so 920 square meter plus. We had a recent sale which went within 36 hours. Bella Vista Waters in demand by medical professionals, with an average, the highest sale price, so to speak, more than 3.3 mil, so an affluent suburb in that regard. And Glenwood, this is another suburb we'll be providing a bit more detail about of what we're seeing, where the demand is coming from, what the iconic landmarks are within this area that is making it prominent, and what's happening within the area. So that's coming up next. But to start off with, just in terms of open homes and attendance, a bit of a mixed response today. Being an Easter Saturday, a lot of families would have gone away, for holidays and whatnot. So those that did come were obviously keen and ready to make a decision. So the highlight of this week was a rental property, which we've mentioned about previously as well in our live streams previously, is the property at Paul Street in Blacktown. Now, this particular property is a rental property which has been probably on the market for about 5 weeks. Haven't had a successful application through. We've had a number of applications, but the quality hasn't been there. But this time round, on an Easter Saturday, we had 6 families attend, 2 applications in already. So that's a win in that regard. Now, what worked in this particular instance, obviously the fact that it is, those people that were here today were there to make a decision because they were coming on an Easter Saturday, but also that the suburb of Blacktown, in terms of rentals, there is so many properties that come on the market on a regular basis that when you do list a property on real estate or on Domain, when newer properties come in, your property keeps going down in the ladder. So it comes in the page 2, page 3 onward. So the longer it stays on the market, the less visible it is to potential tenants. The strategy that worked with this particular property was that once the listing had expired, the normal 30-day listing, we brought it back up again with another, bumped up the ad so that it comes up to page 1 again. Now that instigated more inquiries, and as a result, we were able to lease the property. So that's a strategy that is working well. So if the property has been sitting on some time, a bit of a fresh set of eyes, because there are new tenants, new buyers, new activity happening on a regular basis, so that is working well in that regard. So that's from the open home side of things. Is there anything else that you'd like to add? Anything else that you observed?
I think the highlight was definitely the Blacktown property. Basically, the parties that came through, we already received 2 applications. Another good win this week was putting Westmead under contract again for the 2nd time. Hopefully the 10% comes through next week. So that'll be a good win, especially coming in on second agents. So I think that's a good win overall.
That's true. So that's another reality of the market. A lot of properties that are going under contract, things happen. People change their mind, which is quite common, not just a market-based reasoning, but it does happen all the time. So good to see that has gone under contract again, and the cooling off ends next Tuesday. So that would be good to see. Okay, so now in terms of the suburb profile of Glenwood, so I've written a few notes down, did a bit of research. So firstly, in terms of the sale that we had, so there within the area of Glenwood, the suburb of Glenwood, there's about 4,500 dwellings. There are different parts of the area. There's properties ranging from 3-bedroom to 6-bedroom plus. There's certain parts of the area which are attracting a little bit more interest, and has always been sort of that extra added bonus, or in terms of the value that someone puts in on purchasing in that particular area, and that's called the Tuscan Waters Estate. Now this particular area is on the is sort of closer towards the Bella Vista side. A lot of good properties that are sort of elevated, so good views. From a demand perspective, there's a lot happening in that area there, being the proximity to M7 entrance, as well as the schools and the area in that regard. So that's quite prominent. Now, in terms of what I've seen, the highest sale in this particular suburb till date has been 1.6 million. So just a bit of stats on what we've seen. So highest sale 1.6 back in 2017. This is for an average size home. There has been higher sales, but more for bigger blocks of land, like a 3,000 square meter block, which went for 2.25, but it had a dwelling on it as well. In terms of median, you're looking at a 980k for a 4-bedroom house. Rental around the 580 to 600 per week. So that's the stats on the area there. Now, in terms of what we've seen, what is attracting demand in this particular area, and sort of a suburb, a demographic that is being attracted to this pocket, is a lot of families of Indian background. The schools, Caddies Creek and Glenwood High School, are two prominent schools which are attracting a lot of families to come into this particular area, as well as definitely the main landmark being the Glenwood Gurdwara Sahib, which is a Sikh temple. We're of a Sikh background, so that's where we go. A lot of Sikh families are within that area, A, for schools, B, for proximity to the Gurdwara, as well as two other things that I've noted when I did some research in this area. Two iconic landmarks. One, interesting to note, which I was telling my husband, who's a bit of a sports fanatic, is that Valentine Sports Park. That's a home of, or the headquarters of Football New South Wales. So there's a interesting fact there. And a heritage listed property called Exeter Farm, which is also known as Murin's Cottage. Now, this particular area, it's a place of exceptional cultural significance for both local and state level. And the reason why is that it's because there is it dates back to the first European settlement. It's got 150 years worth of rural use. There's evidence, there's archaeological evidence there. And what it is that it's a pair of rare and well conserved timber slab cottages that are in this area. They're kept within their original landscape and setting. So that's quite an attractive feature there. Anyone that is interested in seeing that is at 2 Knightsbridge Avenue. But it was good to know that within that sort of a small pocket, there is something that is of such a cultural significance that is within this community. So that's the three iconic landmarks, so the Gurdwara Sahib, the Valentine Sports Park, and this heritage listed property within this suburb. Is there anything else that you can add about what you know about Glenwood before we say bye?
What I was going to touch on was finance during this week. A number of our customers have contacted us, and even potential clients, to sharpen up their rates. So if you currently have a home loan or investment loan with a 4+ in front of the interest rate, give us a call, because we can definitely sharpen up the rates. And also, another thing that we've touched on this week is I've done a number of SMSF applications. A number of the major banks have pulled out of SMSF, but there are second and third tier lenders that are still lending to super funds. So if you got a super fund balance of close to 200k or plus, definitely give us a call, and you can buy another property through your super fund portfolio, and that is basically owning another asset in your portfolio without affecting your cash flow. So basically, the rental contribution coming from the property, the super co-contributions coming from your employer, basically pay off the loan. So that's another added advantage of buying through the SMSF. So definitely give us a call if you've got a super fund balance of 200k or thereabouts, and we can have a look at that for you.
There you go. Thank you so much for joining us. Feel free to send us through any questions or anything else that we could answer during the week. As you noticed, we did a segment on with a guest speaker that's going to be becoming more frequent. So if there's anything else that you'd like us to cover, please feel free to let us know. Thank you so much, and have a good rest of the Easter long weekend. See ya.